Hey there everyone, my name is Hunter. I've started this channel as a way to talk to you about the things I find interesting with like-minded individuals and share my experience with you all through this channel. I have a ton of different things I dabble in that I hope you will find interesting as I make videos about those things in the future. And those things include 3D printing, hacking tools, radios, guns, knives, etc. I'm just starting this channel out with an iPhone and my computer, so bear with me as I go along. The video and sound quality will improve as well as the content quality too, I hope. In this first video, I'm going to be sharing what I everyday carry with to get things started. First, I'd like to show off my Staccato C2. It is a 2011 handgun, which is a double stack 1911. 9mm, has a magazine capacity of 16 plus 1. If you can see that there, 16 plus 1 in the chamber. I conceal carry it in a Staccato C2 holster. I've got some Velcro in case I decide to wear an appendix and use a muzzle pad. Discreet Concepts clips, the best amazing clips out there. I have a Holsters 509T on top. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because of my light, but it is an excellent optic. Oh yeah, it's not gonna pop up for me. But it's been a fantastic handgun. Occasionally, I will carry a spare magazine. This is an outside the waistband Pharaoh 2 magazine carrier. Another 16 plus 1 magazine. This thing is great. These clips don't slip off your belt. They're super rigid. Well, helps if you put it in right. Fantastic option for carrying outside the waistband extra magazines. Now, occasionally, I will carry this thing with a light. So this is the Malice Soul 2011 holster X300U. This thing just slides and snaps on there. And then you've got Surefire X300U on there, 1000 lumens, excellent light. Now I'm carrying with a light. So that was my main handgun. I will say that I recently went to a class with Veil Solutions, and it showed me how much more capable I was both speed and accuracy wise than I originally had given myself credit for, and that made a big difference in my choice of handgun. I have a bunch of other handguns that are also fantastic, and I'm a solid shooter as it is. But the 2011 absolutely allows me to reach maximum potential, which is incredibly important when you're chasing those super small split times and all that fun stuff. It's also got a little bit of extra weight, which helps with the recoil reduction when you're shooting fast and everything else. But ultimately, skill trumps all. A good gun can only get you so far. So next I'm going to talk about my belt. And I recently swapped belts, but let's check those out. I have two here. The first is a Segura Gear Emissary, and I carried with this belt for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I had the original, and this is the newer one that came out not as long ago. It's an updated version. The metal rivets here and everything else. So fantastic belt, not too stiff, love it. And then this is the new from Staccato. I think they call this their X1 belt, and it has been excellent. It is thin and flexible enough, but it still holds all my gear properly. And when you're wearing it, the tail of the belt actually ends up behind instead of in front of, so you don't have any flappy tail pieces, and it is awesome. That's the zero, actually. Sorry, zero belt. Good to know. All right. Next we're going to talk about knives. So I'm going to start with my pocket knives, and these are kind of the three that I swap between primarily. This is a Benchmade bug out. It is a S30V steel, super thin axis lock pocket knife. Really just a solid all-arounder for, you know, carrying in your pocket every day. Can't complain about this at all. It's great for food prep at camp or whatever you may be doing. This is my Microtech Ultratech that is currently gunked up and not working right, so I don't even know if it'll close on its own. See that? I need to send that in, but this has also been a great pocket knife. I like the half serrated, half standard because this is great for cutting rope, cutting through sticks, whatever else you may decide you need to get through. It has a lot of utility. No bueno. Then, this is kind of my work knife. I typically carry this Monday through Friday at my day job. I cut a lot of holes in sheetrock, but 15 bucks at Home Depot, and you have a indestructible knife that comes with a little holder for some extra blades. You literally can't go wrong with this thing. It's just as utilitarian as it can get. So that's pocket knives. Now for the fixed blades. So this is kind of the trio of fixed blades that I swap between. My primary one I typically carry is going to be the GBRS Dagger from Winkler Knives. As you can see, it is a absolute beauty. This is a defensive knife. This is not something that I'm just like stabbing into things, cutting things with. None of that jazz. This is a kill or defend yourself with knife. Like, this is nothing else. So, you know, a lot of guys are like, oh yeah, I carry a fixed blade, whatever, it's my camp knife or whatever. This is 100% self-defense knife. Could it be used for anything else? Yeah, of course, but you wouldn't want to use a $500+ knife batoning firewood. Let's just say that. I also have my Yucca Blade Works Enigma. This is I think a 5.5-inch blade. Fantastic fixed blade. This is handmade, hand ground, everything. Excellent knife as well. Carries really well. It's slender, which makes a huge difference when you're carrying it against your body all day. And yeah, man, I love this knife. I carry it all the time. I swap between it and the GBRS primarily. Occasionally, I'll get a wild hair in my you-know-what, and I will swap to this Matt Helm Dauntless. This is actually the Tactical Distributors limited edition dog bone, and this has been a fantastic little knife just for anything else that you wouldn't use one of these defensive knives on. I'll toss it in my pocket, hang it by a hair cord around my neck. It's only 2.5, 3 inches long with the blade, so really just a great all-around little knife. Love this thing just for every possible cutting task you might have, boxes, anything. So that's a super solid little knife right there. And then let me go over some little baubles I carry in my pocket with me as well every day. So this is an actual Sharpie. Yeah, I know, big surprise, right? I carry a Sharpie with me every day because you never know what you need to mark up, tourniquets, you never know. It's just one of those things. I always have a Sharpie on me. And when you need it, it's invaluable. I mean, you go to the range, marking targets, whatever. It's just, you can't beat having a good solid Sharpie on you. And this is the multitasker twist, I believe. This thing's got multiple functions. It's got a couple little tools built in here. And then it's got a little nut driver. A flathead I keep in there for adjusting turrets or whatever. And then this is actually an aim point adjustment tool right there for spinning your turrets on an aimpoint T2, T1. And now my flashlight. So this is one of probably the most important things I carry with me every day, and I carry it whether I have a gun or a knife or anything else on me or not. Of course, you know, use this at work, but honestly, it is one of the bigger pieces of mind, like bigger peace of mind items that I carry with me, because this is the Modlite OKW head, and there is a whole lot of light that comes out of this little dude, and you can't put a price on being able to illuminate things you can't see. I'm into night vision, love that stuff. It's a game changer, but this gives me all that in my pocket that I can carry around every single day, and it just allows me to be prepared, aware of what's going on around me in the dark. You can't replicate that with many other things. And yes, I'll occasionally carry a handgun with a light on it. However, I can point this at people and use it as a, what are you doing? Get off me. Who are you? Whatever tool, without actually brandishing a firearm at somebody that doesn't need a firearm pointed at them. I mean, Granny next door can be banging around by her trash cans while I'm taking our trash out, and I can flash this at her, and yeah, I'll be profusely apologetic, but I'm not gonna, you know, go to jail for pointing a firearm at her. So if you don't have a bright light like this in your pocket every day, you need to get on that. You need to fix yourself. That's definitely something worth having, and it's such a small price to pay to have that much peace of mind and knowledge in your pocket right there. Another plug for Veil Solutions, low light class that I went to, he went over some really great applications of this and ways to use it, and covers a lot more detail about why having a solid pocket mounted or pocket light that's bright enough to blind somebody is so important. But love this thing. I've been carrying it for a long time. So now, sunglasses. These are my nasty, grimy Magpul Explorers. They are very comfortable. They're 87.1 ANSI rated, so they're ballistic rated for shooting glasses, sunglasses, everything. So love these things. They're worth their weight in gold. They come in a bad to the bone little box here. You can't beat that thing. That's awesome. If I ever break these glasses and get another pair, I'm gonna use this as a cigar box or something, because how legit is that? Now for my, I don't know, my headphones. I carry headphones with me every day, multiple pair actually. So I have my AirPod Pros, and these are Aftershok's Aeropex is the name of this this specific style. So these are fantastic little headphones. They've got a little titanium band, and they are bone conduction, as you can probably tell. So these actually rest right in front of your earlobe, not in your ear, which is super nice when you're driving around or walking around a store or whatever else, because you can still carry on a conversation, you can still hear what's going on around you, but you can also listen to your music, your podcast, your phone call, whatever else you might need to pay attention to as well. Then of course, I carry AirPod Pros with me. These things have seen 9 kinds of hell. I've used them in everywhere I've been. They're great. The noise canceling and the translucency modes are fantastic. They just, I mean, I've used them as ear pro when I've had to, just basically whatever I've needed to use them for. They're great. Say you find yourself in a situation where you need to call 911 during an active shooter or something like that. You can put these in and actually have hearing protection, as well as being able to communicate with, you know, a 911 operator and getting that info out about what's going on while still keeping your hands free to give medical aid, draw a gun, whatever it may be. Worth their weight in gold. Love these as well. 12-hour battery life. These things last all freaking day. These, not so much anymore, 4 or 5 hours per earbud, but solid, both of these. Then I have my little Ridge wallet here. This thing I was given as a gift, and it has literally just been one of those, you know, hey, put my cards in it, throw it in my pocket. You put cash in here. So that's pretty nifty, handy, and yeah, works as intended, I guess. So it's been great. I carry my keys on a little Night Eyes carabiner clip. It's magnetic, so this thing here actually unscrews. But yeah, so there's a magnet in between here that keeps these together when it's not tightened down to hell like I apparently did. So I can swap between my work keys, car keys, personal keys, whatever it may be throughout the day or day to day, depending on if it's a weekend and I need other keys and whatnot. So that's been a good thing to have. Oh, I was also going to mention that I carry 147 grain Spear Gold dots every day. So these are some wicked little bullets. Very happy with these. There's a lot of good testing and data out there about these bullets, and they've just proven themselves over and over. So I don't think you can't go wrong with anything from Spear. But all right, so other than that, that's pretty much what I carry day to day. I usually wear a hat. I was gonna mention, I do wear an Apple Watch. So this is the Series 6, I think. It's been a great little watch. The Nike Sport Bands, reflective. Not great with night vision stuff. So if you're going out at night, swap to something else, like Sang Overlord, or some other like regular watch that's not like gonna light up like crazy. So just something to consider. But other than that, that's basically the gist of my everyday carry. I do swap between a couple other handguns at times. I will go over those in another video. I don't know where exactly I'm going to take this channel direction-wise, but I figured I had to do something to get started. I will mention that I do carry medical kits and all that with me every day in my vehicle, my personal and my work vehicle, a bunch of other stuff like that. I am medically trained as an EMT and have some other training through some law enforcement agencies and training agencies that I've got as well. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have medical training, know how to protect your loved ones. Carrying a gun is great and all, train on that. Carrying a blade is great, make sure you train on that as well. But ultimately, you don't want to be the one that sees a loved one or even somebody around you get hurt and not have the knowledge or the ability to do anything about that. Go get medical training. It is worth its weight in gold. Orion Training Group is a good friend of mine, and they have a ton of classes that are all over the spectrum of sorts of things they cover. Medical is one of those, and their instructor Brian is fantastic for that. I've been to one of his classes already, plan to attending many more. So other than that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing up. Thanks for lending me your time as I've waxed on about all this stuff I carry with me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe and share it with your friends and family. Also, if you would, hit that bell icon to be notified of my future videos as I grow the channel and make more new content. And like I say, be a jack of all trades, master of none.